And then we found Ducko. We were like, oh, he's like the best
I'm
bassist in the
Ducko. My name
school.
is Mike Ducko.
Yeah.
Ducko. Is that your nickname?
It's
No,
my
it's his
last
real
name.
name.
People call me Ducko.
It's on his birth
Okay.
certificate.
Yes.
And we were like, oh yeah,
Really?
he shreds the bass. We should get him in the band. And we jammed once, and we were like, yeah, let's do it. So it was the three of us in high school, and then we rehearsed like every day and wrote a bunch of songs, and then we went to Boston like for college, and
To Berkeley?
they went to Berkeley. I went to Northeastern, but it was pretty close by.
Whoa.
So we were like geographically in the same place.
We've got a Husky in the house.
Yes, former Husky. And
So
then we
you
met
no
Leah.
longer associate with, you're not like, because I'm always a Red Raider. They'll never.
What's the Red Raider for?
Well, like I went to Melrose High, so I'll
yeah.
ever be a Red Raider. That's my high school mascot. You know, as
Yeah.
like,
Got rid of our high
racist
school
as it might
mascot.
be.
Yeah, they canceled our high school mascot, but that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, but you can't cancel a Husky. That's what I'm trying to say.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know.
No, I guess I'm still a Husky. But
I was just like, I'm trying to. This show's about getting deep within the minds and lifestyles of musicians. And if you are trying to just stay away from being a Husky, I want to know why that is.
I wouldn't say I'm trying to. I wouldn't say I'm trying to diss it or stay away from it. I don't know.
No, I don't mean like
Husky
that.
always a Husky ace.
I just didn't. You know, maybe you've grown in your life and you no longer see yourself as a Husky, and I maybe that's something I need to consider for myself. I'm trying to learn.
You're not a former Husky. You will always be a Husky.
Weren't we talking about music at one point?
Do you want us to talk about music?
No, we can go whatever. With whatever.
No, Mike is the bass player of Groundlift. Groundlift is playing on Friday at the Union Tavern in Union Square, and he was like, I always ask people like, what do you want to talk about? I also usually ask, what don't you want to talk about? We didn't get to that, and we won't.
Sorry.
But Mike was he was like, I want to talk about the future of the band, and that's like CNN. It's like I feel
CNN,
like we should have like a ticker at the bottom that's like this just in.
Who's that old guy who used to do 60 Minutes? Or no. Yeah, what was
Anderson
his name?
Cooper.
Here, I'm writing this. I'm making this happen.
Did they say?
He said Anderson Cooper. That's not. Anderson's not old.
He just looks old.
Yeah.
He just looks old.
Here we go.
What are you writing?
That's
Oh my
just
God.
I misspelt it.
Groundlift.
Fast.
Did I though? It doesn't even look that way on here. I'm gonna have to make another one.
I think we need to add that to our name.
I feel
How many people are watching this right now?
Seems like 4 at this moment.
Us?
Hello, people.
No.
Ola, you can comment. There are comments that have already come in. I think it's
Hi.
our Hungarian friend, Sirona Lefay.
Oh wow,
What?
Many Hungarian fans of the SPO show.
that's awesome.
Very many. We really kill it in communist countries.
We kill it in communist countries.
Right.
That should be the name of our next
Are
album.
you still broadcasting in Russia? Have you boycotted them?
No, I feel like we all have a stance against that. No, I specifically go through StreamYard, and I tell StreamYard that my show will not be broadcast on Russia.
Interesting.
On Russia.
Taking a stand.
Like Russia. Okay. So, yeah, Groundlift. Y'all met each other in college. That was a very vague answer, though. Like, how does a Husky meet a...
Well, we met him in high school. We met Ducko. I met Ducko in high school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
With our old drummer Dan McDonald. It was the 3 of us in high school. We all went to the same high school, and then he was going to Berkeley. I was going to Northeastern. So we both moved to Boston around the same time for that. And then once we were at Berkeley, that's when we met Leah and got her in the band. We jammed with her.
Nice.
And she was incredible.
Thank you for the recap, because like how at the beginning of like primetime TV, they'll be like, on the last episode of What You Were Just Told.
Previously on.
I need those cliff notes in my life. No, honestly, I'm back in Massachusetts right now, and the weed and alcohol is too much for what I'm used to, because I'm usually in Utah, and
Is that legal over there? Or no, not yet.
it's not legal actually. It is medicinally legal, but it's very hard to get your hands on.
Yeah.
As opposed to here, which you just have to be unlazy enough to get it. And then the beer is like, and people like free pour here. It's insane. So I'm sorry I was a little too high for the first time I got it. The second time, it was, I think I grasped, exactly. But I think really what I was asking was like, what was the situation that Leah, you came into the band? What was the day, the moment, the time that you recognized that you were now the drummer of Groundlift?
Well, I met Mike. We both did this Berkeley summer camp, and we both auditioned to be in this like. Oh, hello. We're like full screen now. We both auditioned to be like in this all-star rock band, and we both were the alternate. But
we were both the runner-up. Like,
yeah,
I was the runner-up bass player. She was the runner-up drummer.
Yeah, and then we both ended up being able to play. Anyway, like the person who got it was like, you can play. So we were like, what? Mm-hmm. But so that we met then, and then
why would they just like give that up?
I don't know why the guy the bass player who auditioned for the for the band that we both had auditioned for at the 5 week. I don't know why he didn't do it. He like auditioned for it. He beat me in the audition, and then he like texted me and was like, "Hey, I don't really want to do this. Can you do this?" Because it was like you had to play in front of like 1,300 people.
This is what I'm saying. This is a message directly speaking to Salt Lake City. This is the same shit that's out there. People like they succeed and they're like, no, I can't go forward. And that's why Boston and Salt Lake are like they're brothers of another mother, but like they're very similar cities.
Really?
Just the shame, like I now we need to, can we get this person on the line?
Who?
This
Oh,
musician
this person who just gave up the bass line?
Yeah.
I wish I knew where he was so I could thank him, because I wouldn't have met her and we wouldn't be doing this. We wouldn't be doing all this.
If you're listening right now, I bet he is.
I think his name was Alex. I think.
Alex, if you're out there, we need to know what your mindset was and how it led to this band.
He was really good too. He actually really could play.
So you get on stage for this performance. Yeah. What's it like? Where is it?
It's at the Berkeley Performance Center. So there was like 1,200, 1,300 people there. So maybe that had something to do with why, because we were young. I mean, we were probably 15.
What's it like 16? To play in front of that amount of people at that age? That's got to be either really good or really bad. That's like taking like heroin too early, like at any point in time.
Yeah, at any
I guess so. We were playing Dream Theater too, so it was stressful because it was like really hard to do.
What?
Like it wasn't like an easy thing to play.
Yeah.
What?
And we had like 1 week.
Yeah, we had like a week to figure out how to play this song. And we were young. I had been playing bass for like 3 years at that point.
That's insanity.
I know. But then we met her, and then at the time I was already playing with Ace back home. Yeah, I mean, we were in Boston, but I was already playing with him outside of the Berkeley thing. So then as soon as we all got to Boston and got to Berkeley, I said, we got to get this girl in the band because she's the best drummer I've ever played with.
Which is true. Leah, you're amazing.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's insane. And I mean, not to, like, y'all are awesome. Ace shredding on the guitar. Like, so that makes sense. You guys are all stars, even though maybe you don't identify as that one chair. Like, you are.
She is the one chair.
No, you are, Mike.
Thanks.
You're the first chair in my heart.
You're the first chair of radio doers and show bookers.
Of people who like just post up and talk to the internet. I'm in.
Well,
it's true though. Like
you were like, "Yo, you want to play on the 20th of May?" I was like, "Yes, let's do it." And who are you?
Yeah, I am. That is something about me.
I love that.
And it out in Utah, it scares people at sometimes. They're like, "What? You're talking to me? You want?" I don't know. It's just, it can be weird out there.
For sure.
But Ace, so you're just like chilling over at Northeastern. I don't know. I used to hang out at Northeastern. It's a pretty fun time. Is it still fun? Or is it COVID, right?
Yeah. It was COVID at the end. But yeah, like in my last semester. So I graduated during COVID, but yeah, it was fun. I mean, I spent a lot of time like doing band stuff. Honestly, we would rehearse like a lot, because we.
Do they still have the Battle of the Bands over there? Like you have to be, like, go to the school to be in the Battle of the Bands.
I don't know if they ever had a Battle of the Bands. They put on like musicals and like.
I have more let me be more descriptive. There's a record label at Northeastern University called Green Line Records.
Yes, we are
And
familiar
they
with Green Line Records.
We know them well.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, how do you know them? It's a
Well, I
student-run
had a
record
music
label.
class with one of them. I took like a music theory class with someone who was in it, and they
Okay.
were like, "Oh, you're in a band. Like, do you guys want to record him?" We were like, "Yeah, sure." So we did like a demo of
How
one
much
of our
cocaine
songs.
did you have to give him to make him feel that way?
Not
Was it like
not
a
very
lot or
much, like a surprisingly
much?
little. I mean,
Okay.
We're not a coke band. We're a weed band.
Oh, but it's a record. You know what I mean? I'm not saying you're a coke band. It's just like, you gotta.
yeah.
Yeah,
get-
I
they
know.
get
I know
paid
what
in
kind of.
coke.
I've
They
been
get
doing this a
bribed in
long
coke.
time. I know what kind of handshakes that. Oh, I gotta work with Green Line Records. Anyways, Groundlift, you guys are gonna be at the Union Tavern this coming Friday night.
Mm-hmm.
This bill has changed up a few times. I can't remember what is the Panda, the full name of their band. I should know this.
White
Why-
Bear Principle.
Yeah, I don't know why that translates in my head. I'm big into pandas, so like I hear that name
Me
and
too.
I'm just like, pandas, man.
Yeah,
Pandas.
well, panda is a bear, so it makes sense that you think that if that's your favorite bear. But yeah, they're called
That's-
White Bear Principle.
White Bear Principle.
Right.
That's
and they
such a
started at UMass Amherst.
Oh, Zoomass, which makes sense why I think of pandas.
Yes.
Yes.
I never went out there. That was like too much of a party.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It is.
It. I don't know. I should have done it though. So it goes White Bear Principle, Groundlift. This is like last to first. Conduit, which is this like I know Bradley J. He used to sing in this metal band Potsy, and then Fool's Agenda.
Yes.
Yep.
It's Friday.
Fool's Agenda, which we haven't played with them, so that'll be cool.
Nice. But you have played. Tell me about how do you know White Bear Principle? What's the? I'm just like This is now you're like on the stand. How do you know these people? Your relationship.
So the bass player is actually my cousin, and
really?
him and I, yes, and he was in a band. They would do a lot of stuff. They were based in like Lowell. He was in a band called Don't Blow It for a long time, and they did actually a lot of cool shows. Like they would play, that place Uncharted in Lowell.
Yeah.
Yeah, they used to play at Uncharted a lot, and actually have a pretty decent draw there, which was cool. And then Don't Blow It kind of disbanded. So then the bass player, his name's Tom, he started the White Bear Principle, and now he plays bass and sings. So they're kind of like a newer, but like they've been, the people in the band have been playing together for a while, but they're just kind of recently starting to do stuff. So it's cool to kind of see them blossom into like an actual band in the Massachusetts scene. Because I saw them a couple weeks ago, and there was a good amount of people there, and they were pretty cool. They were good.
Aren't they?
Lowell is sick, and they have a great. Sorry to talk over you, Leah.
They're fine.
They have a great like sound engineer program up there.
Yeah, they do.
So,
Our old drummer Dan went to do that at UMass Lowell.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
That's what you do up there.
That is what you do.
Yeah.
Sick. So you've
Sure.
been up to that venue.
Mm-hmm.
You've
Played there.
been everywhere. I'm assuming Hollywood Bowl. I imagine you've been to
Wembley.
Madison Square Garden, Groundlift, of course, and you're going to be at the Union Tavern on Friday. What's the furthest show you've ever played together as this band, not as you as a musician?
As this band, not so far. What's the farthest one is? You probably know.
Worcester, maybe from Boston to Worcester. Boston, Lowell, and Worcester, the triangle.
Yeah, we haven't done a lot of playing like in the past. Like this is only our second show back since COVID, right?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, we
What?
haven't been doing a lot of shows.
Yeah, the last show was
just
like
focusing on-
February 2020 in Lowell, actually.
How does that
Right.
feel then? Are you excited? What you must be like.
Our last show felt great. Like it felt good to play to people again, for
Yeah.
sure.
So did you start before the pandemic with this band?
Oh yeah,
Okay.
well before.
We started
What
in
did-
2016.
2016.
Yeah, like pretty much. I mean, we've gradually been taking it more and more seriously, and now it's like basically our
Yeah.
full-time thing when we're not doing our other day jobs, you know.
So you guys were like 12 and 14 in 2016. Now you guys are like 16-year-olds, just like early. I don't know. How old are you? Is it that I'm
Well, right now we're all in our early 20s.
early 20s? Okay.
Yeah.
You have young faces.
Thank you.
I just
That's
shaved.
good.
Yeah, it kind of started at the end of high school, and then like throughout college, we were kind of getting it together. And then once we finished college, like that's when we really like took it the most seriously, I would say.
Mhm.
So to
But-
the question that you put forward for selves, what are your future plans? You've got the second show back from, the pandemic being inside. So what's going to happen in 2022 for Groundlift?
A bunch of different things. So last December, we went to LA and recorded an EP with Steve Evans. I don't know if you ever heard of him. He's a producer. He works with like the Dillinger Escape Plan. Like, the Dillinger Escape Plan?
Of course.
Yeah, he's their producer. He's done like all their records. He also does Newfound Glory, right?
You work with the Cure.
Yeah, he did
Census
the
Fail.
record Cure did in like 2004 with
Mhm.
it's like a children's
what-
drawing. So he did that record too. I think he might have been the engineer on that, or maybe he produced it, I'm not sure. But he's a producer who's worked with a lot of different people. Our manager it's kind of a long story actually. Our manager is the lead singer for a metal band called Devil Driver. I don't know if you ever heard of them.
No.
His name's Des Fafar. He was also in that band Coal Chamber. They're from like the late 90s. They
Yeah,
were-
I know Cold Chamber.
Yeah, so he's the lead singer of Coal Chamber.
Oh.
And he hooked us up with Steve Evans because Steve Evans did the last Devil Driver record, which is the band that our manager is in now. So we did that record the EP with Steve. And then throughout the beginning of this year, he's been mixing it. We finally have the songs, and now we're kind of sitting on it, waiting to release it. We're gonna try to release it through a label. So our manager's kind of trying to work that out right now.
Mhm.
And in the meantime, while that's being worked out, we're just trying to play shows and build our following and all that stuff.
That is all very, very serious.
Yes,
Thank you.
it is.
It's like things are happening. Because you could have been like, we're playing basement after basement after maybe you still are, actually. I like basements.
Well, basements are cool, but we want to get out of the basement, you know?
Are you excited?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Are you nervous at all?
I am.
Yes.
What are you nervous about? Why are you nervous? You should have been like, no, man.
Well, I want it to work out.
Okay.
You know
Well,
what I
as
mean?
long as you keep playing music, it's gonna work out. Coming from
Yeah,
an old
that's-
man,
that's true.
like,
That's true.
you're in a win-win situation.
Hoping. What instrument do you play? play guitar, right?
Guitar. Yeah, I play guitar.
And the name of your band is what again? You've
Spirit
told me.
Machines.
Spirit Machines, right?
ooh, it's a good name.
I play in a band called Scenic Byway. It's like a hip hop band. I have a band of my own called Beneath the Sparrows. Every week
you-
I add a
you-
band that I'm
You're
in.
good at band names.
Thank you. They're all have I didn't name Scenic Byway. That's a band that I joined. They've been a band for like 15 years in Salt Lake.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's great. And then Spirit Machines, you guys pretty much play like locally around. You said you open up for a lot of people who pass through there, right?
Not so much that, but like we got shared by Tool, which
Nice.
was crazy, and
That's
that
awesome.
like gets us some crazy like.
What do you mean shared by Tool? What do you mean?
In June of 2020, the band Tool shared our music video
On
on
what?
Instagram.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
How did you hook that up? They just liked it?
Dude, it was just like you said. It's like not as much cocaine as you would think. Like, yeah.
So a
No,
little
I don't
bit
know.
of-
They saw it. It's a mashup. It's not like an original, but it's a mashup of Sober, obviously their song, and Cashmere, and they were just like,
Wow.
yeah.
Wow.
That is cool.
Yeah.
We gotta see this. What's the video called?
You can't see it right now.
Well,
I can't
why-
explain.
Why are you talking about it?
I can't explain. Well, that's you asked me.
You're right.
I don't know. That's like
got it.
that's a story. But we're actually playing this show on Saturday. That the Brandon from Entropy Inc. He's a sponsor of the show. We're gonna transition back to Groundlift, but he's just waiting along. So that, I guess all that will be relevant in a second. But back to Groundlift. You guys are playing on Friday, Union Tavern. So we know the past, the future. Where are you guys at right now? What are you working on? You have new songs in the mix, new covers. I saw you did Rock and Roll by Led Zeppelin. That video is pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we just do little covers and TikToks and stuff just to like keep the content going. And yeah, we just recorded a bunch of songs. So yeah, we'll probably work on some new ones this year. But lately we've just been rehearsing, like getting ready for these shows. And
I know, but what are
because
you
we're planning
rehearsing?
on having we rehearse at both of our houses, like both of our parents' houses.
Okay,
Like
but
two
what are
jam
you
houses.
rehearsing? Are you like just songs off like a past record? What's in the set on Friday?
Oh yeah, so it's all the new songs we did in LA. So
Oh,
6
damn.
new songs, and then we're doing a cover of YYZ by Rush, and then 3 older songs.
Damn.
And
Yeah.
yeah, so we've been rehearsing all that.
But as far as like what we're working on, like our goal for this year, for the remainder of this year, our plan A, as our manager calls it, is to get a record label and then release these 6 songs through the label. And then after that, we're hoping to try to get an agent to then get us on tour. There's obviously a bunch of different routes to doing that. But that's in our minds the best way, the way that makes the most sense for us, So we've got like a big long list of labels that we're going to hit up and start trying,
Nice.
Yeah.
Pounding the pavement. I don't know. That's interesting. We don't have much more time. You guys have to go. We got Brandon from Entropy coming on to talk about hometown theory. But I guess real quick, why record labels? Like, why not just do this stuff independently?
Money.
Just to fund it? Okay.
It's essentially to fund it, but also, I mean, we've been trying for a long time now to do it independently, and it's obvious. Like, at least for us, I mean, maybe our opinion will change. I mean, this is such a crazy business, but like right now, it seems for the distribution and for the promotion and for not having to upfront just pay all of your own money to do a record. It seems like right now a record label is best for us. Obviously not just any old label. Like it's got to be one of the ones that we kind of want. But yeah, mostly I would say like the number one thing that appeals to me is the distribution.
Yeah.
Sick. I don't know. I have so much more to say about this.
I would love to hear it.
Yeah, I know. And you'll have to tune back in because I will, of course, talk about this and the destruction of the music industry that we all bring forward, actually. Each and every one of us, every Spotify play that we take away from artists like Peter Frampton and Neil Young and Tina Turner. Okay, Groundlift. Y'all are playing on Friday. It's going to be a really fun show at the Union Tavern. I have a song queued up for you. I don't know if it's yours, though. So is the song Till You Run Out of Time, is that you?
That is us.
I just didn't want to like imagine that. It's like, here it is, and then it's like some band from like Nova Scotia or something like that. It'd be bad news.
We're the
All
only
right, where do people find you guys before I play this killer tune?
We're on Instagram at Groundlift Band. Our TikTok is also Groundlift Band, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then our website is also Groundlift Band. Yeah,
Just
so just look
Groundlift
Groundlift Band, one word. It's all one word. The best place to follow us though is on Instagram. That's where we're most active. I mean, we're equally as active like on Facebook. All their connected accounts, but if you want to keep up to date with us, Instagram, because we have a lot of stuff coming out. I mean, there's going to be a lot of things happening with us over the next year. So, yeah,
sweet.
Mm-hmm.
Friday, Union Tavern. See this band. This is Groundlift. Thank you so much for hanging out, guys.
Thank you,
Ace,
Dave.
Thank
Mike,
you.
Leah.
Dave, are we going to see you at the show on Friday? We
You're
are, right?
not. No, I have to get out of town before.
Oh man, that
unfortunately.
sucks.
Yeah, but we will do that soon. I'll be back.
Absolutely, man.
This is Groundlift Till You Run Out of Time, which is definitely the case for the Spo Show right now. We got Brandon from Entropy Inc. on the next little segment. We'll be right back.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Look up, it's almost over. Our time is running, don't wanna lose it. If you're gonna walk away from me, then you're gonna have to prove it. What you bought is all you got, don't go and give it away. 'Cause if you're gonna run your mouth all day, I'm glad you think it's funny, but I'm gonna run away. I know it's a magical time, but it's lost on the end of your mind. The night is young, day not far behind. You better run till you run out of time. I'm old enough to find her. I've always been a two-faced killer. But am I good enough to feel her on my own? Can I get a little better? Can I get a little better? Can I get a little better? Yeah. I know it's a magical time, but it's lost on the end of your mind. The night is young, day not far behind. You better run till you run out of time.
USAA Rewards credit card is made to earn points on every qualifying purchase. No juggling cards required. USAA. What you're made of, we're made for. Restrictions apply. Subject to approval. Credit cards are issued by USAA Savings Bank and serviced by USAA Federal Savings Bank, both member FDIC.
Obtén el increíble iPhone 13 por cuenta nuestra en T-Mobile, la red con más barras 5G en más lugares.
Ya casi soy influencer.
¿Cómo?
Con el sistema de 2 cámaras de mi iPhone 13, mis fotos quedan geniales. Y con 5G las puedo compartir hasta allá arriba. ¿Vienes?
Mejor las veo online.
I tried to roll with
el
it,
nuevo iPhone 13
but
por
it's
cuenta
just like
nuestra con intercambio.
because it like sounded kind of like radio at first, and I was like, but then I'm finding out that SoundCloud, it uses like ads now. Why is everything? I just heard that that Disney Plus is trying to do ads. What is that all about? Let's get Brandon in here. Sorry for waiting and through that malarkey. Although Groundlift was pretty sick. What's up, Brandon from Entropy Inc.?
What's up, man?
Oh, just learning that the whole world is bought and sold for advertisements, and it's what it is, I guess.
It's a nightmare, right?
How's your back feeling? I must know. I do a little bit of screen printing, and like, oh my god, it kills me. My back.
Yeah, man, it's not one of those things that you would think of like just looking at it, but you know, it's very redundant motion. And depending on the print, if it's a real big print, I mean, you really got to put your whole body into it. Last week I did, like 500 shirts, like 4 prints on each of them. They're all pretty big, and like, you know, you're just hoofing it, man. You gain some muscle, you feel good.
Yeah.
Like, you know, 500 repetitions a day sometimes, but
500. Is that what you said?
What's that?
Did you say 500?
I think I did like 500 repetitions. I counted that last week. It was a pretty busy week.
Oh my.
So.
Oh my.
But yeah, man, I feel it sometimes, but it's all good. It's all for the shirts.
Yeah, man. Where's your shop? Is that something that you're open about?
Yeah, no doubt. I print out of Mill Creek. I'm just chilling at my house right now. I live in Centerville, in an apartment. So I do. So yeah, I'm the owner, the designer. I do all the artwork and the setup, pretty much start to finish. I'm just barely training another guy to help me out with stuff because it's just been so wild. And I share a shop with a guy as well. So pretty small, but I'm able to do a lot of like my artwork setup from home, and so that's nice.
What is because like I think people think band T-shirts and they're just like, you know, pump and press kind of situation. But like, do you have shirts that you make that are more fashion, like your fashion dreams and desires?
As far as I mean, every screen printer essentially gets into the business because they have their own brand or they have their own designs that they want to do. So, you know, you find a lot of like just artists there. So yeah, I have like an Etsy shop.
Nice.
And it's shirts that slap. And so I sell some stuff there and I do okay. But like a lot of people who get into the business to sell their own stuff, I mean, it's just a whole nother bag, you know, and it's, I've been playing in bands for 15 years as well. So it's kind of all intertwined and all related. And so,
I kind of thought that was the case. You look like a dude that has played in some bands.
Yeah. So just getting your original stuff out there is always the hard part. And so a lot of printers, will end up, you know, buying the equipment and then now they're all set up to print other people's stuff.
Yeah.
So which is where I've been spending most of my time.
Recently. That's badass. So. Well, yeah. Tell me. Well, first let's backtrack a little bit. Okay, so Saturday, which is actually forward tracking. Saturday is Hometown Theory. It's in Salt Lake. It's at the Art Garden. Jeff Dylan's album release show, and friends like Mortigi Tempo, Racist Kramer, Tiger Fang, my band Spirit Machines is playing, and Peter Chubak. I think that's how you say his name. We're all going to be at the Art Garden. It's brought to you by Space and Faders, Shades, Heart and Soul, and then of course Brandon's own Entropy Inc. And I heard that y'all are going to be printing on site. Is that true?
Yes, that is true.
Really? What are you going to be printing?
So I'm pretty stoked for it. Originally, when I first started, I was going to try to be primarily an on-site printer just because there's not too many people who do it.
Okay.
And I kind of got in the shop and got running a bunch of jobs and kind of found that there was a lot of reasons why people don't do that primarily. But I recently bought
Because
a
of like
van.
power?
Like, you really only need to you do your setup in the shop. You get all your
Okay.
skins burned, and then I've got a dryer that I'm bringing. So it's like a little mini dryer, a lot smaller. And so your dryer cooks shirt, essentially like a pizza, to kind of give you an idea, just as a here. And it cooks the ink, which standard is plastisol, has to cook to 320 degrees to get it on and staying on the shirt.
Plastisol is plastic.
Yes.
So your shirt is like essentially plastic.
Yeah. There's water-based things as well. Won't go too deep into that stuff because I could talk the whole show off about that process. But yeah, so I bought a van, and so I'm rigging up my van to where it's essentially I can pull up, unload, do a little bit of setup, and just print straight out of the van. So this weekend's going to be the test run, but I think I got a little bit there, so
what if you need help, let me know.
I'm
ready.
A few things that can go wrong, and I've got a couple backup plans should that happen. But
what will you be printing?
So we will
What
be
designs?
printing the Kat had shared it. It's on the page. I made a little design for it. There's a picture online. But it's just a navy T-shirt for Hometown Theory.
Okay.
Doing, yeah.
So it's a Hometown Theory original design.
Right.
That's a lot of fun. I can't wait to see that happen. That's awesome. Well, as far as Hometown Theory, the show, how did you find yourself intermingled with it? It seems like you are a musician, and you serve the community and obviously making shirts. But how'd you meet Bean Cat and Jeff Dillon?
I ran into Kat a few years ago, like Cinco de Mayo, and we ran into each other and just got along. And then she was working for the Utah Arts Alliance, and so we've just stayed in touch. And now she's got her thing going, and so yeah, we just she asked if I want to sponsor it, and I was all for it. And yeah, I know a lot of bands. Actually, I've played not with you, but I think you were playing Urban Lounge's like porch show while I was inside.
Yeah. What's your band?
It was Black Magic Caravan, but
that's
I'm
what
not
I
in it
thought
anymore. So
oh no.
As those things go, but
they do.
But yeah,
unfortunately.
that's kind of recent. So I'm kind of, playing with.
You're bandless right now.
I'm bandless right now. I play bass. So
we need to find this man
out there while we're on here. But the Salt Lake City music scene has been keeping me busy enough doing shirts, where it's been pretty hard for me to even try to get back into getting on stage. But
Salt Lake City, we need to find this man a band. It's now our challenge. No, let's do that for sure if that makes sense. But screen printing 500 shirts a day, that is insane. We need to find you a masseuse. You can't say that word anymore.
Right?
A massage therapist. I actually have one for you if you.
I'll take the number for sure.
Yeah, I will. Jeffrey is amazing. You just have to drive to like American Fork. That's nice. Kind of a haul. So yeah, it's Saturday. You're gonna bring your van down there. Who are you most excited to see? Don't lie. Just be honest.
Dude, I'll be totally honest with you. I ran into the singer for Racist Kramer years ago when I was playing in the Slick Velveteens, and I just haven't had the opportunity to go see him. But I ran into him. He was a really cool dude, and shot the shit with him a little bit. And so yeah, just opportunity hasn't come up to see them, and I've just followed them, listened to some of their stuff online. Super stoked to see them.
I agree with that. They always have those depot shows, and I've never made it to them, so it'll be cool to see them play. I've played them on this show before, so I've definitely listened to them. There's some of this punk rock in Salt Lake.
Yeah.
Are you a Salt Laker?
Yes. I'm over in Centerville. I grew up in Bountiful, but
okay.
Yeah, I've been in Salt Lake for pretty much grew up here. So
I don't know if it's hard, maybe not compared to you, but I definitely consider myself a Salt Laker and a Bostonian. But I didn't grow up there. And where I did grow up, like Good Will Hunting is the movie that kind of talks about like what it's like to grow up there and to be there. Do you think that SLC Punk is an accurate? Like, do you like that movie represents Salt Lake City, or should we make another movie?
I've never seen it.
You've never seen it?
Yeah, I've made it all these years. Of course, I know about it, but I've never seen it. Yeah.
Oh, you have homework after this. Then you have to go see that. I don't know. I love music movies. I like cry and just get really emotional about choosing the lifestyle. So you're gonna be printing shirts there. What if someone brings a screen? Would you print that shirt?
Probably not.
No.
It takes a bit. You set up one screen and you try to keep that screen set for as long as possible. And my the setup that I have here isn't like I could bring a bigger press and we could have like up to 4 up there cycling around. But for this particular one, I'm planning on just bringing a small one.
Let's talk about that, like, because I do some screen printing. By the way, I got represent right now. Boom.
Nice.
Because I do some screen printing. I go to a place that maybe you also go to, and deal with a man that maybe you also deal with, named Skip.
Sure. Yeah.
Do you know Skip?
I do.
Yeah. Skip is like, I love how everybody has different stories about Skip. Skip, basically, he works at this place called Technical Supplies, and that's where I make my screens. But he's kind of like the soothsayer, the narrator of the Salt Lake City, maybe like screen printing scene. Maybe that's not true. Maybe I haven't been doing it long enough, and he's just kind of like the introductory guy. But nonetheless, when I get down there, I always meet different people who are doing it themselves, whether it's like at more of a level than I am or less. But there's a lot of people who do it. Has Salt Lake, has it always been like that?
So I guess I'll say screen printing has always been a pretty do-it-yourself thing. You can do a lot with minimal supplies if needed. And I'm not sure if Salt Lake City is exclusive for having so many screen printing shops, but I mean, they are everywhere, I mean, there's one every like couple blocks in the valley, but there's a lot of printers who are more picky, and there's a lot of printers who are just doing contract stuff. And so they're mobbing out a whole bunch of like sports stuff. And I worked for a company. I was the artist there for 6 months. And that's just kind of, once you're kind of doing commercial stuff, you're not having as much fun with it, I guess, And so there's different needs for different people with different types of projects. And so, yeah, I mean, there's a lot of opportunities out there. And so if that kind of answers your question.
Yeah, I guess I'm just noticing that like that there are a lot of people who do it themselves. And I think it's kind of the nature of Salt Lake City, like being independent is very important. Doing things yourself. There's a lot of like handcrafts people. So I don't know. I don't think I've noticed it to be a thing. Do you find, like my friend is a landscaper, like out this way. I just happen to be back in Beantown right now. Out this way, there's so many people that are landscapers, and they do that stuff as a business. And there's a saying that like a landscaper's lawn is usually shitty. Not true for my friend at all. But do you feel that kind of pressure with shirts that you wear?
I mean, I don't buy the 100% cotton shirts, like Gildan, like the infamous cheapest ones. Yeah. I don't wear them. I encourage people not to order those if they
I mean, I don't wipe with one ply either. Like,
yeah. But at the same time, like sometimes I'll wear like a blank t-shirt and I kind of just makes me, laugh because I'm a screen printer and I got nothing on my shirt, sort of thing. But yeah, I think I take, the lawn of my screen printing doesn't look like shit, I guess.
I just noticed, I'm looking over at this, your shirts that slap Etsy page. I'm gonna put this up. I'm gonna show people what I'm talking about.
Do it.
This is hilarious.
I got some good stuff there.
Yeah, this is good. Let's I'm sharing it. It's happening. You're watching the Spo Show. I guess it's every Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern, 1 Mountain Time. Share screen. Here we go. All right, let's look at this thing. Window, Chrome. I think you see it now.
I see
Okay, this Jurassic Dick. That's amazing.
It's pretty good.
Do people buy that though? Because it's like you have a penis on your shirt.
So that's yeah, that's usually the drawback on that one. But I've sold I don't know 25.
I want it.
And you know I'm proud of each and every one of those sales. So
Yeah. No, I mean that's like I was like freaking out over at Building Man because someone like conceptualized something, like they had an idea and they made it happen. And that's one of those cases that like clearly you're an ideas man and also execute. So I don't know if you have any more of those in a smaller size, I'm buying that.
I got some in stock, man. I got
That is, but this is like, these are great. What's Etsy like? I think everybody in the world always thinks that they're gonna like sign up for like Fiverr or Etsy but you've actually done it.
So Etsy,
Rover.
It's difficult. It's a whole nother monster, and kind of what I was getting at with a lot of screen printers will start wanting to sell their stuff. I mean, if you're trying to do that, you really want to go in there with some knowledge and know-how. Etsy, their SEO is pretty good. I've had some luck, but you kind of got to know like your keywords and that, and really you don't start gathering information until you start paying for advertising. And so you kind of want to, you can spend like $1 a day and then you have access to those analytics. And so they'll sit there and then you can look through and you can, because you get 13 keywords and you can say, okay, like, it'll tell you what keywords drove traffic, and then you can start fine tuning and say, okay, like we're not going to use this one. We're going to use that one,
Oh my God. I don't know why I didn't even notice that. I have to go back to, it seems like you're doing it, man. Like you're actually selling things on here. So this Beancat just commented, as I'm sure you all saw about this
Yes.
This after sex towel. A cum rag is a very vulgar way to explain what that is.
Yes.
That's an after sex towel because it's for after
I want to
sex.
I kind of want to clear the air on this one because the Jurassic Dick shirt came first, all right?
Yeah, naturally.
And as you go naturally, as it does.
Yeah.
But as you go, tagging putting in your keywords, trying to drive traffic, just one day I was like, why don't we try cum rag?
Yeah.
And cum rag as a keyword has driven more traffic to my site than anything. Like it's just everybody is out there searching for them.
Wow.
And so I felt
so you're right, actually.
Making the cum rag at the get go, but I'm like, you know what? People aren't going to wear a Jurassic Dick shirt. People are looking for cum rags.
Yeah.
I don't know. Let's give people what they want. And
you know what happens to me? Honestly, let me show you something that happens to me, just quickly. Like sometimes I'll get up and I'll be like this. I'll be like, "Where's my cum rag?" And I would specifically find, not tissues. I'm not gonna waste the industry's flowers, industrial flowers on that. I need to. Okay. Anyways, are you still there?
Yeah,
that was totally ridiculous.
Sure.
But also, I must mention, this is a whole discussion maybe. This whale shirt. So, whale watching, Great Salt Lake, a Utah tradition.
Yes.
So, does that have anything to do with the whale at 9th and 9th?
No, but I need to go take some pictures by it because I did that design like 4 years ago, and now they put that whale in there. Obviously it's just a joke. There's no whales in Great Salt
What is
Lake,
the joke though?
just kind of there's no whales in Great Salt Lake, you know, an inside joke.
Okay. I don't know why my camera has gone haywire.
But yeah, now that they put the whale in, I'm like, oh, well, there you go.
Now, do you know about the whale controversy?
What's that?
Well, you know, this is your last chance to look at this whale shirt. For now, you can go to the Etsy page. But so 9th and 9th, they make that whale. But I think the people of that area were really dead set on it becoming not a whale, but like a place that gnomes were put. People would like put gnomes on that kind of hill.
Okay.
Where the and they still do. But I think that the argument was that instead of a whale, they should have spent that $200,000 on maybe like the school system and just continued to have the gnome situation that was going on. I don't know. I kind of think the whale looks stupid, personally. Also, if we're going to have a whale, back to like your cum rag situation and your Jurassic Dick situation, like I feel like it should be an anatomically correct whale, and there should be an anatomically correct whale dick, like in the sculpture.
True. Yeah.
It is right now. It has no sex organ. I don't know any whales.
I don't know, but our whales are they kind of like horses, where you know it's not.
I want everyone right now to look up whale dicks.
I guess.
Oh, I'll tell you something about the whale male anatomy. Sometimes people think that it's like Nessie. Like people are like, oh my god, it's Nessie out there, but in actuality, it's a whale penis. So, I don't know. Just look it up. Just Google whale penises, and you.
Okay, so I gotta watch SLC Punk, and I need to Google whale penis.
Yes, I think I'm gonna do the whale penis Google for everybody, since.
Making a list.
Yeah, and these are important. Oh my god, this is amazing. It's like, this is what I'm asking for. It's still like loading up or whatever. It'll be there. I just think that they should have this in the sculpture, and on top of that, I don't know why it's not loading. You should definitely make shirts with the whale, but have this anatomically correct whale penis.
Okay.
I mean, I don't know. You're the idea man. You are legendary. I mean, anyone who makes a cum rag and sells it, like you're winning. Just get a little clap. I don't know why this isn't coming up. It hates me. Anyways, I had a good friend though. His name's Dex, and he sold. And I think this is where your genius actually, like, superseded his. He would call them after sex towels, and I think that there was less of an appeal. I think you're just like getting straight to the point.
Straight to the point, right? Yeah.
Yeah, because I mean, I think actually I've said enough. I think I've gone there. Hometown Theory. It's this Saturday. I hope the cum rags and many other things will be there for the show. It's an awesome lineup. Peter Chubak, Spirit Machines. I'm doing this off the top of my head now. Mortigi Tempo, Tiger Fang, Racist Kramer, and of course Jeff Dillon and the Revival releasing their record. It's going to be a lot of fun at the Art Garden. Space Invaders is bringing this to you. There'll be some Shades beer there. Big thanks to Heart and Soul and Entropy Inc. I have my final question for you,
Yes.
Brandon. Where did the name come from?
Where did the name come from? So entropy is kind of like it's just the concept that kind of chaos and keep expanding. The fact that once something has left its, I suppose, origin of birth, it's never gonna quite be back to where it was. I don't know. I'm just into science and all that shit. I named my van after one of the space shuttles that didn't explode. So I don't know. Just yeah.
How into
Concept.
science are we talking? Do you have like a science degree?
Oh, not that much. I watch
So you're-
documentaries, man. I've
That's-
got a subscription
I like
to
it.
Curiosity Stream and just smoke weed and go to bed. You know, that kind of into science.
You're just like, I'm just like
Yeah.
into science, dude.
Yeah,
like,
man.
like I have a degree in being into science.
Right.
I love it.
But you know, you tune out the Kardashians and you tune out the science. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. That's
that type of
badass.
Scientist, I guess. But
Just do it all. Do it all. Where do people find you if they want shirts to be made?
right now, dude, Instagram has been really good. Just at Entropy _ Inc. There's another guy out there. I am on Facebook. Yeah, Instagram has been the best way to reach me and where I've gotten most
So
of my business.
people just hit you up there,
Yep.
and like,
Just
do
send a
you?
message.
Okay. Like like you'll just send them a quote. Like, I want 25 shirts.
Yeah.
Boom.
Yep.
That's badass.
Send it with your artwork, the amount of shirts and what type of shirts you're needing, and go from there.
I'm going to ask you one final question.
Okay.
I'm number 1 through 10.
Just a random number.
Just pick a number 1 through 10.
You want me to tell you it or?
Yeah.
Okay.
I can guess it if we can make it fun like that. 7.
7. Yeah.
That's a number?
Yeah.
So I knew the number that was in
Knew
your
it.
head.
Dude, you got it.
Amazing. No, I'm picking a song. That's actually funny
Okay.
because
Cool.
so I'm gonna play a Tiger Fang song to end the Spo Show today. Thank you all for watching. And the song number 7 on their record, which seems to be a full length, 10 songs. It came out on March 7th, 2014. The 7th song is called Cells, which is scientific. And you like science.
Do.
So it just seems to be, it's all in synchronicity. Here we go. Let's get into this. Brandon, thank you so much for
Cool.
being
Thanks for
on the
having me,
Spo
man.
Show. Yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I can't wait to see you print some shirts on Saturday at Hometown Theory, the Jeff Dylan and the Revival album release show. More Tiki Tempo, Racist Kramer, Tiger Fang, my band Spirit Machines, Peter Chubak, brought to you by Space Invaders, Shades, Heart and Soul, and Entropy Inc. You guys, I want you to stay clean, Salt Lake, and I want you to be good, Beantown. Here's Cells by Tiger Fang. Till next week. See you later, man.
Take it just because you're blessed.
walk out, it was a cold November pain. I used to wake up, but things always stayed the same. Crying softly on the soccer field. Everything seems such a great appeal when I'm grown. 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 The boys in class like the cool and confident girls. The conversation lacked and my thoughts went unheard. Overanalyzed my mixtape. It gave me such a splitting headache, but now I'm grown. Now I'm grown. Now I'm grown. Now I'm grown. Now I'm all those times, they're hard to miss, but I'm still hanging on. All those times, they're hard to miss, but I'm still hanging on. Through all of this. You used to tell me things and then I would tell you mine. Our shared affection reigned, I'd call and you'd reply. We both knew we were ready, so we made out to Tom Petty. I stopped asking and you kept all those things inside. We drowned in apathy, now you just don't reply. Fell apart too soon, I sighed, you sighed. Now you become just a waste of time. Now you become just a waste of time.